What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. We got a special one for you tonight. We're doing our listener league. We're doing the live draft here over on ESPN. We got a few guys that are going to be drafting with us. That'll probably be in the chat room. Shout out to Aiden. Hope you're doing well, man. I see Aiden's got the fourth pick right behind me with the third overall pick. So we're going to have fun here. The draft is about to start in a couple minutes. It was a random draw for everyone's draft order. And it looks like I have the third pick, and we'll kind of see what else we got going on. Chase, what's going on, man? Looks like Chase has the 11th pick, and Harris in the 2-hole. So I'm surrounded by Harris and Aiden. So unfortunately for me, these guys know too many of my secrets. But hope everyone has a good draft tonight. And friendly reminder, this is a Superflex draft. ESPN doesn't have like Superflex rankings in here. They just have your standard PPR leagues. Yeah, so I think it's been this way the past few years. We just draft off their PPR rankings. But I think last year we did have 7 quarterbacks go in the first round. So we'll see what everyone's doing. I'm not sure what I want to do yet with pick number 3. I think last year I had the first pick and I took Josh Allen. I don't think so, Chase. I think they kind of stay locked in. So we're gonna if one thing that might help you guys is if you filter by fantasy points, that's going to push the QBs to the top. And you can see JJ's the 6th best player, Jamar Chase. That might be the best way to filter this right now. So check that out. It looks like we have pretty much a full draft. I'm not seeing team 1 or team 5 in here yet, but I have seen pretty much everybody else join the draft. So I'll reach out to pick 1 and pick 5 and see if they're coming back. Our 2-time champion, man, is pick number 5, James, aka Porsche 23. So hopefully he can make the draft. If not, yeah. But Superflex. And again, if you're just joining us now, try hitting the fantasy points filter. That's going to push the quarterback. There you go. It looks like Team Young snuck in here, and we're just waiting for maybe pick number 5 to get in. But the draft has officially begun. This is a Superflex listener league. You start technically 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, and then we do have 2 flexes. No kickers or defense in this league. I think it just creates a little bit more skill, eliminating those positions. But either way, we're going to have fun here. Looks like Team Young is on the clock here, and I don't know what I'm going to do quite yet. At 3, I could easily take a quarterback here. I mean, JJ and Jamar Chase are fun. I had the 2nd overall pick in my Superflex league this weekend, and I took Jamar Chase. So if I do get the opportunity to maybe take Justin Jefferson, I might do it and see what kind of quarterbacks come back around. But either way, we'll see what we can do. Team Young looking like he's going to get auto-pick Justin Jefferson. We'll see what we can pull off here. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys too. If you guys are in this league and you guys are drafting with me, I really appreciate it. This is for fun. I am offering first place $50. We'll figure out whatever you guys need, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, whatever you need. So Harris does go Patrick Mahomes, number 2. I'm looking at Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. The next best player is Jamar Chase. But I have my draft board from my weekend behind me here. I grabbed Jamar Chase at 2. I'm just going to take the top QB available for me. I'm going to grab Jalen Hurts, and now I'm locked into 1 QB, and we'll see what we can do with that. And Aiden immediately goes with Josh Allen. So we have a falling Jamar Chase at the moment right now. And yeah, James did join us. So it looks like we do have a full lobby here. So he just joined us, sneaking in, and this is the 3rd year of the Fellowship Superflex League, and James has won it twice. So we can't have a 3-peat. Someone's got to beat him. And I like Josh Allen a lot this year. Honestly, Mahomes, Hurts, and Allen, like they're all going to put up like 24 points a game. I think it's going to be pretty tough to feel the difference. And yeah, Allen is I don't know. I think the Bills' offense is going to be set to put up some points this year, man. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm just going to filter back by ranking to see what the auto picks are going to be. It looks like Jamar Chase would be the auto pick. I took Jamar Chase at number 2 overall in my Superflex league this last weekend. So I'm not a bad pick if that's what our returning champ's going to get here. And it looks like he does get Jamar Chase. And hey, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. It lets people know this is a quality video and can help push them up. It looks like Travis Touchdown gets his Travis Kelce, so I respect that he's committed to the name. And then shout out to my brother-in-law, Austin, Team Cornelison there, grabs Austin Eckler with the 7th overall pick. I'm going to filter back by QB points. It looks like Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields are the next 3 best quarterbacks available here. Christian McCaffrey just went off the board. I don't know what view you guys want me to have up on the screen here, but I'm fine with kind of leaving the pick history tab up here, and we'll kind of just go from there. But Joe Burrow, Matt Bain grabs Joe Burrow. His favorite team is the Bengals, if not the Packers. So he grabs his QB1, Joseph Burrow. And we'll see what Chase does here. He's all the way back at 11. 11's tough, but I think he's probably happy with some of the QBs available. And Superflex is fun, man, because it just kind of pushes these skill players down and makes the draft a little bit more interesting. So if you guys haven't done Superflex, I think Superflex is probably my favorite format to play in, because it creates a huge wrinkle on the draft, and it actually puts, I mean, quarterback is the most important position, I think, in real football, and in fantasy, a 1 QB league, it kind of devalues the position. So I think it makes it a little bit more fun. There goes Tyreek Hill at pick number 11. Our guy Justin did grab Justin Herbert as his QB1, and Ketchup and Mostert on the clock. We'll see, man. He's auto picking right now. I hope he can make it. I did send emails and notifications. If he can't join, that's going to be okay. But we'll see what he can do. And it looks like Team Young is also auto drafting. So unfortunately, I did reach out to these guys. Team Young here is Matt Young. I think he did request to join from one of our videos here, and then our 2-time champ. We'll see if these guys can pop back in at some point here. But we got some auto drafters, unfortunately. I'll reach out to those guys, and if I can fill their positions, I'm going to look into doing that with anybody else who wants to overtake these teams. So our guy Daniel here at the beginning of the show asked if there's any room here, but I'm going to reach out to these 2 teams and see if we can maybe fill these guys up with some real pickers. But Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams end round 1, and then we got a Bijan at 13th overall and Lamar Jackson here. So Chase goes Tyreek, Lamar Jackson, Ketchup and Mostert gets Devontae and Bijan. So Bijan went pick number 7 in my draft the other night. So a lot of people are pretty excited about him. And then Justin grabs the Justins, Herbert and Fields. So that's a fun QB duo. I think we're probably going to see the QBs cool off a little bit coming up soon. After Trevor Lawrence, there's usually a drop-off. And our guy Matt Bain stacks T. Higgins with Joe Burrow. So he gets a fun Bengal stack. Trevor Lawrence here going to Marietta, Georgia's team. I think that's Team David. Is that Team David? Marietta, Georgia. Let me see. That's Philip. Okay, that's Matt Bain's friend, the good Philip here. I'm on deck, though. We just missed out on Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, Saquon Barkley, and Nick Chubb all off the board. I'm up to pick right now. I'm probably not taking a QB here. Derrick Henry, Diggs, Pollard, a lot of good players left still on the board. I'm going to grab my favorite running back that I wasn't able to grab in any of my drafts this year. That is Tony Pollard. It's a really easy pick for me, and we'll see what kind of comes back around here. We'll see what old Harris has up his sleeve. I'm really liking the wide receiver values right now. Harris just took Josh Jacobs. Team Young gets Derrick Henry and Stephon Diggs, so it's on to Harris. We're gonna see a falling Cooper Kupp. I think everyone's pretty worried about his hamstring. Hopefully, you guys didn't land on Cooper Kupp in your drafts this year. He was not my favorite pick, man. I don't love spending a first-round pick on someone that's 30 coming off an injury. It's concerning. And it sounds like Cooper Kupp might not be there for us week 1. And then since y'all are going to give me the Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown stack, I'm going to run that in. I didn't get Amon-Ra in one league this year, guys. So Harris got my pick there. I did draft CeeDee Lamb the other day, so I have him. I didn't get Garrett Wilson either, but because I have Jalen Hurts, I'm going to roll with the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Tony Pollard start, and I will figure out quarterback 2 much later. But I'm glad I got the 1 QB out of the way. CeeDee Lamb goes immediately to Trevor, and then our auto pick there at number 5 grabs Cooper Kupp. So looks like we all avoided the landmines, to say the least. And now we'll just see what we got brewing. Quarterback still available. Let's take a peek here. You got Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Tua, A. Rich, Rod. There's a lot of good QB2s left. So for me, in my big league that we drafted on Saturday, I ended up with Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, and Sam Howell. So I'm going to kind of try and piece some QBs around. But yeah, Daniel, we got Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. And hey, Daniel, if I can get you in the league, I wonder I wonder if I can get you in here to draft with us. Would you be interested in drafting right now? If I can get you in for team number 1, he's not here. So if you want, I'm gonna send you an invite right now, Daniel. Um, Team Young, add second manager. And Daniel, if you could on Twitter, if you could send me your email address that I can invite you to, just open up a DM on Twitter, message me, and I will get you. I'm gonna try and get you in here so you can make some picks. I'll open up my Twitter right now. But yeah, if you can sneak me a DM with your if you can get me your email address, I'll send you a link and we'll add you as the manager for team number 1. And right now, team number 1, you got Henry Jefferson and Stephon Diggs. It looks like I just got it, so I'm gonna take this down here and I'm gonna send you the email right now, Daniel. And let's see if we can get you in here, my man. And boom, I just sent it, and it should be there for you, man. So if you can hop in and you can make these picks, go ahead and do it. I'm gonna wait when I'm up to pick. I'm gonna try and take as much time as I can, and if Harris can too, that way we can let Daniel get in here. That would be great. But yeah, let's get Daniel in here. You got Derrick Henry, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs. So it's only 3 auto picks so far, but if you can sneak in, man, that would be awesome to have you. Let me recap here what we got going on. Top of the 3rd round went Diggs, Amon-Ra. I took A.J. Brown. You got CeeDee Lamb, Cooper Kupp, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, to my brother-in-law Austin, Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle, Joe Mixon, Devonta Smith, and Travis Etienne. So no QBs in the 3rd round here. And as we're moving into the 4th round, still no quarterbacks. Inceptivus, what's going on, my man? Hope you're doing well. We're doing the Fellowship Listener League draft tonight. It's a Superflex league. And so far, I have Jalen Hurts, Tony Pollard, and A.J. Brown. I'm going to try and piece together QB2. But we're waiting for one guy to join us right now. Hopefully he can sneak in and get into the first overall pick for us. But otherwise, Calvin Ridley goes to our guy Justin here at 39. Shout out Matt Bame. Cannot add or remove from the league with a oh, dang it. Oh, that sucks. Well, after the draft, Daniel, we'll get you in here and you can at least management. It's a free league, so at least now that once we get you in here, it'll allow you to make edits and things like that. So unfortunately, we can't add you during the draft. Dang it. Kirk Cousins finally goes off the board here, pick number 41. And quarterback still on the board. Daniel Jones, Tua, A. Rich, Rodgers, Geno, Russ, Pickett, Stafford. Yeah, and you'll be able to make some trades, Daniel. You'll be able to make some waiver wire decisions. I'm gonna imagine his quarterbacks are gonna be a little bit lighter since he's being auto picked. Like he's probably not gonna get much value at the QB position, unfortunately. So we'll see. I might have to figure this out. Just had my draft last week. All right, it's a free league. We're offering $50 to first, but at least this gets you in the roster for next year. But quarterbacks right now, there's still some value at the QB position. I do want to look at the other players still available because there's some good ones. You guys know me, I love Dameon Pierce, but he's probably going to get auto picked here. Yeah, he does get auto picked, but Debo, Keenan, Mark, Watson, like there's some good players on the board right now. I just don't know if I want to grab my QB2 quite yet. Running backs, Brees, Rashad. There's still a lot of good running backs available. I think I'm going to go wide receiver here. I'm going to grab Keenan Allen to be my wide receiver 2 behind A.J. Brown. And I didn't get any Chargers in my big draft, so I just wanted to make sure I got a Charger. I would have totally taken Dameon Pierce there if he was available, but unfortunately it did not work. And it looks like did Team Young just get auto-picked 2 picks in a row there? I'm not sure. But Harris is on the clock right now. We'll see what Harris does. He's probably going to grab DJ Moore or something. I would bet good money it's DJ Moore. We'll see. But what's cool about this league is like we have 2 extra flexes. So sometimes you don't need to grab a quarterback. Harris does grab Alexander Madison. I'm going to grab Deontay Johnson to be my wide receiver 3, put him down in the other flex position here. So now I'm locked in with AJB, Keenan Allen, and Deontay. I got one running back and one QB so far. So we'll try and figure out QB2 and RB2 a little bit later in the draft. But it looks like most people are kind of avoiding QB at the moment right now. Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Hopkins, and Aaron Rodgers go after I take Deontay Johnson. But so far, so good, man. How many QBs did we have go in the first round of this? We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So only 5. Last year we had 7. So interesting. That's what's cool about Superflex. Every draft is different because just the range of outcomes, man, is so unpredictable and so many different things can happen. Looks like we have a little QB run going on right now. Aaron Rodgers and Geno Smith go, followed by Darren Waller. My RBDOU. What does that mean? My RB. You got Chubb, Walker, and you got Josh Allen and Daniel Jones at QB. Aiden Scott. There goes Alvin Kamara. I wish I could have got Alvin Kamara on some of my teams this year. I just wasn't able to get him. I do want to do some auction drafts next year. Maybe we do, Matt Boehm, if you're watching, man, maybe we do a listener auction league next year. That could be kind of fun too. And yeah, that's Nick Chubb and Kenneth Walker, man. 2 really, really good runners. TJ Hawkinson goes to our guy Justin here at pick number 58. Let's take a look at the best available players. Quarterback still on the board as we approach the 6th round. You got Tua, Anthony Richardson, Russ, Pickett, Stafford, Jared Goff. Not sure what's going to happen with Kyler Murray here. And then you got Carr. Like, there's a lot of QBs left here. So I think a lot of people looks like they're waiting on QB right now. And yeah, the auction might be fun, guys. And yeah, it is challenging because you gotta figure out where you're gonna spend your money. You have to do some planning on it and figure out what like your percentages are that you want to spend money on. But I think maybe next season we get a Fellowship 2.0 fun league going, and we do some auction drafting. So we'll worry about that next year. But I'm sure if you guys are interested in it, we can fill it up. But so far so good. Dang it, Anthony Richardson just went. It looks like Ketchup and Mostert got him. So he got Richardson and Godwin. So I didn't get any Anthony Richardson shares this year in my 4 leagues. This is my 5th league, but I have 4 leagues where I have money on the line, and I was not able to get Richardson in any of them, unfortunately. Really would like him to have fallen, but he did go in the 5th round of my draft the other night here too. So I'm excited about Anthony Richardson as a QB2 in Superflex leagues. And we'll see what Chase does here. He did just grab DJ Moore. Not sure what he needs at the QB position. He's got Lamar, Gibbs, Tyreek, Devonta, DJ Moore. So he's filling out his flex spots right now. I would imagine the QBs are probably going to start coming back off the board pretty soon. I do want to just kind of rifle through here and see what everyone's got brewing. It looks like most people, like Justin's got 2 QBs. Matt Boehm's got 1 QB. Marietta George's got 2. My guy Austin's got 2. Oh, he's got a nice stack there with DK. Travis has Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers so far. The returning champ does not have a QB, but he is currently on auto pick, so he might not get some QBs. Josh Allen, Nick Chubb. It looks like Aiden's got 2 QBs. I have 1 QB, and Harris is just rocking Mahomes right now, and Team Young, no quarterback. So a couple teams don't have quarterback at the moment. We'll see what happens. And Chase grabs Drake London. Drake London was a 4th round pick in my Superflex draft the other day. That was one of the more wild selections. And then he came back and grabbed Jahan Dotson in the 5th. So that was kind of fun. But either way, we're moving here into the beginning parts of the 6th round. Looks like most teams already have 1 QB. There's a handful of teams with 2 QBs. We'll see where we can pull one for my squad. Currently, I got Jalen Hurts, Tony Pollard, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, and Deontay Johnson. So I like my wide receivers that I have so far. Dang it, Justin grabs Mike Williams to stack with his boy Justin Herbert. That's a good pull there. And then Matt Boehm dipping into the Tua again, this time round 6 compared to, I think it was maybe round 5 the other night for Tua. Marquise Brown off the board here. I'm going to go over the best players available. Best QBs available, you got Russell Wilson, Kenny Pickett, Stafford, Jared Goff. So some good quarterbacks still left on the board. As far as the top available players, Breece Hall still falling. You got Rachaad White. A lot of running backs still sitting here at the top of the board. And I do like a lot of these guys here. Breece, Rashad, Sanders, Connor, Cook, Javonte. We'll see where Jonathan Taylor falls here. Looking at the wide receivers as I'm on deck, you got Evans, McLaurin, Judy. These guys are all kind of landmine bombs at the moment right now. And it looks like Aiden grabs J.K. Dobbins. I'm going to pull a QB2 here. I'm pulling Jared Goff. I don't know why he is currently this low on the board here, but I'm going to grab him. And that at least gets me some exposure to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll collect Jared Goff as my QB2, and then I think I'm probably on coast. I might grab a third one at some point, but I'm feeling pretty good about those two guys as my top two QBs. Tight ends, Kyle Pitts, Dallas Goedert. I love these tight ends. Wide receivers, though, man, I wouldn't be a terrible idea to pull a wide receiver here. Running backs are looking pretty deep at the moment right now. I kind of like this spot, though. I didn't get any James Cook pulls, and it looks like Team Young joined us. So awesome! I guess he is with us. So I'm not sure, Daniel, what we'll do after the draft. It looks like he is drafting, though. I'm not sure why he's not on auto pick. So we'll see. We'll see. And yeah, if I want Kyle Pitts or Dallas, I have to pull Dallas Goedert here if I want to. I just don't know if I want to lean into the Eagles stack this much. Whereas the running backs right now, Rachaad White, Miles Sanders, James Cook, Javonte Williams, look like Mike Evans just came off the board here. And Team Young, is he going to grab a QB yet? He should probably grab a QB pretty soon. And the QB still a bit, like, there's a couple good ones left. I mean, Wilson's okay. Pickett, Stafford, Derek Carr, I like as a QB2 quite a bit. Looks like Javonte Williams just came off the board. I got to probably grab my favorite player in the whole draft here. Yeah, Team Young is back. I'm gonna take David Montgomery if Harris doesn't take him. Otherwise, I don't have any James Cook shares, and it looks like Harris does grab Dallas Goedert from me. I don't have any shares of James Cook. I wouldn't hate James Cook. I do have David Montgomery though. I have Jared Goff. I'm gonna grab my boy James Cook. I didn't get any shares of James Cook in my 4 drafts this year, so I'll lock him in as my RB2. I have a tight end and a flex spot to fill. We'll figure it out along the way. But let's go ahead and just kind of look at what's going on here with the board. I would have loved to grab J.K. Dobbins, but Aiden did snag him. I collected Jared Goff, and then you see Lockett, Evans, Javonte, and Dallas Goedert go off the board. I did grab James Cook, and then we have Terry McLaurin falling all the way to 76 for Aiden. And then a Rachaad White sighting here in the 7th round. So we're moving into the 7th round. Still some good QBs left. Stop being scared of Terry, he says. I don't think Terry's going to play week 1. I think he's got a chance to play week 2. But for me, I'm looking at Wednesday being the big important day for – it's like literally the first practice report of the season is coming out on Wednesday. I believe the Lions and the Chiefs are practicing today and tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, as that's probably a travel day. But Wednesday, we'll see. If Terry McLaurin practices tomorrow, and if he gets a limited practice tomorrow, he's on track to play. But if he's not practicing tomorrow, might have to pump the brakes on Terry McLaurin week 1. Cam Akers and Jerry Jeudy off the board here. And not a lot of QBs going yet here. There's going to be some guys dipping into the 8th and 9th round. It looks like that could be some decent QB2s. And Isaiah Pacheco off the board here. And he does play hurt every year. I hate drafting a guy that's already injured, especially a toe, man. For a wide receiver, but the only player that I wouldn't care about a toe injury for is probably the quarterback. You know, that's a pretty important spot to be hurt at. But I think Terry at this point, though, round 7, like Aiden, in my draft the other night, Terry McLaurin went round 7, or he went round 4. So you're getting a pretty good value on Terry McLaurin. I think at this point, Terry McLaurin's probably a pretty good pick at this point of the draft here. And Dalvin Cook goes off the board here at 81. I think he went round 10 or 11 in my Superflex draft the other night. So that's interesting to see where Dalvin Cook falls to. And we're approaching the end of the 7th round here. I just want to double check and see which QBs are still available. Did you get David Montgomery? Yeah, Justin got David Montgomery. So, dude, I took him in my big Superflex draft. I took him in round 7 as well. So I think we're like I had the 2nd overall pick, I think, in the 7th round. So I did get him in the 7th, but I absolutely love David Montgomery. And this league should be fun, man. Like I'm trying to take players that I don't have exposure to in my other leagues. I love David Montgomery. I think Montgomery's a better pick than James Cook, but I still took James Cook. I'm not too worried about the bye weeks, man. Things will sort themselves out. We'll figure it out. We got tons of bench depth to figure out yet. But still some good QB2s available. I mean, like Jordan Love's down here. Derek Carr should probably be off the board pretty soon. Same with Kenny Pickett and Russell Wilson. So we're getting to the point now where quarterbacks are starting to look pretty good. Again, there's still some really good young players available that I like quite a bit, though. Receivers and running backs, there's still plenty of these guys that I want to make sure I continue building out my team with. Miles Sanders goes pretty late here to Chase at pick number 83. That's a steady running back 2 spot there. And I just want to rifle through and see which teams. So team number 1 does not have a QB yet. Harris does have 1 QB. He's picking from the 2 spot. I have 2 QBs. Looks like Aiden does have 2 QBs from the 4 spot. Our returning champ does not have a QB yet. Travis has 2 QBs. Austin looking like he's got Dak and Geno. We got Mariota Jordan here with Trevor Lawrence and Kirk Cousins. I'm in your league. Gavin's with us. Which I don't know which one Gavin is picking from. Gavin, which number are you, buddy? I'm getting Tom Brady. All right, let's get Tom Brady, dude. Joe Burrow and Tua. That's a nice tandem there for Matt. And Justin's got the Justins, Herbert and Justin Fields. So that's a really good quarterback room. And it looks like Lamar Jackson is the QB1, and Chase grabs Jahan Dotson. Dang it, the second pick of the 8th round here. So really good pick. Okay, so he's drafting with our guy Justin. Awesome, good to have you, Gavin. Hope you're doing well this evening. We got Ketchup and Mostert here. He does have 1 QB, so it looks like pretty much everybody's got a QB, and some of us have 2. And you guys are every league has a twosome. Gavin and Justin are our twosome here, and they have the double team here. So they're rocking Justin Herbert and Justin Fields at the QB spots. They got Joe Mixon and Monty at running back, Calvin Ridley, Mike Williams, and George Pickens at receiver, and TJ Hawkinson. So they are needing 1 more flex player here, but we're looking pretty good. I'm on the board right now. I'm not sure what I want to do. Brandon Cooks, Cortland Sutton, these are some of the top players available. I could just grab a QB3 and be done with it. B-Rob Gibson. There's some good running backs available here. As far as wide receivers go, I do like a lot of these guys here. I wouldn't mind grabbing JSN. Tight ends, I'm going to go naked tight end. I do like Pat Freiermuth a lot, though. Let's go ahead and grab. I'm going to grab Antonio Gibson. And Gibson's one of my favorite running backs in this entire draft. So we'll grab Gibson, and then I'm probably going to go grab a wide receiver here. The wide receivers look pretty decent. Rave, bench 1. Garrett Wilson, Diggs, London, Hopkins, and Olave. Well, I'm not benching Garrett Wilson, and I'm not benching Diggs. And I think I'm not benching Olave. So the question's probably more between London and Hopkins. And in that case, I'm probably going to bench Drake London. Let's see what it looks like with Desmond Ridder first. And there's a lot of question marks in the Atlanta passing game. I do think Hopkins is going to get fed targets. So I'm probably benching Drake London. But I'm on the board here. I still don't have a tight end. It looks like Kenny Pickett, JSN, DeAndre Swift, and Brian Robinson all did go. If I wanted another QB, I can grab one here. Derek Carr wouldn't be a terrible selection. Looking at the running backs again, I do like a handful of these guys here. And you know what? I'm going to reach way too early on this guy. I'm just grabbing Jaylen Warren, guys. I want him on my team. I didn't get him in my big league, so I'm reaching on Jaylen Warren like crazy here, making sure I can beat all you fiends. Malik Cunningham. All right. But I don't even know why I asked to bench Diggs. No, it's okay. You just read your receiver core, but I think it's Drake London. And honestly, if these are your receivers, Rave, like you're in pretty good shape, man. If you have to bench one of these guys, like your team is probably in pretty damn good shape. So we got a Malik Cunningham sighting here. Did he make the team? Is he on the Patriots as a wide receiver or quarterback? I'm not sure. I'm going to go back to the pick history, though. Let's see where we're rolling. DeAndre Swift, beginning of round 9. Brian Robinson Jr., a fantastic pick here by Harris. Jaylen Warren, I got him. I reached on him, but I wanted to make sure I got him because I know Matt Bain was going to take him, or one of you guys would steal him from me. Brandon Cooks, Michael Thomas, and Jaden Reed. Great pick there by Austin. I am a huge fan of Jaden Reed. I did grab him in my big league as well. And Malik Cunningham's interesting. He's on the practice squad. He's not. Is he not in the player queue? They have him listed as free agent, but I'm pretty sure Harris is right. I think he's on the practice squad for New England. But a lot of good players available still here. People that need a quarterback, you can still get Russ Wilson, Stafford, Derek Carr, Garoppolo, Tannehill, Bryce Young, Stroud, Purdy, Love, Howell. These guys are ranked way too low here on the ESPN rankings. I think Jordan Love should probably have been drafted by now. And then as far as flex players go, I was able to draft Sky Moore. I'm going to actually filter by fantasy points. Traylon Burks is probably one of my favorite picks at this point. Sky Moore, Gabe Davis, Zay Flowers. There's a handful of wide receivers here that are still in good shape. And Matt Boehm does grab Traylon Burks. That's an easy pick, I think, to make at this point. Round 9, pick 9. Zay Flowers goes to Justin and Gavin there. So that's a pretty good value on these high exciting. These guys are all kind of like wide receiver 4s, but these are potential like league winner guys that like things break right, like it's going to look really good for them. Pat Freiermuth finally off the board. Evan Ingram ends round 9, and then Sky Moore the top of round number 10. Yeah, Zay at that point, I think Zay in my league was an 8th round pick, so Justin and Gavin get him at the end of round number 9. That seems like pretty good value to me. And then now we're waiting on Chase here to make his. Now we're into the 10th round, guys. So we're almost done here. Everyone's probably got their starting rosters filled out for the most part. Maybe one player not drafted in their starting lineup. So now we're just into the final depth rounds where at this point, ADP be damned. It really doesn't matter where guys are being drafted. I think as long as you get your guys, you're going to have a good time. And Chase grabs the Jordan Love. I knew I wasn't going to get Jordan Love. I think we're going to probably see a QB run happen now as guys look for QB3s. Gibbs, man. Gibbs is always getting hyped up, but I'm excited about Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he costs a little bit steep of a price at round 3 within a full PPR league, though. But in a full PPR league, that's where you want Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's going to be a 14 to 15 point per game player. I love both Lions running backs. I think Gibbs and Monty are going to eat this year. And Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I'm pretty excited about what the Lions offense will be able to do this year. We have a rookie tight end sighting, Dalton Kincaid, followed by David Njoku. So we're seeing some tight ends come off the board here. There's still a lot of quarterbacks available, though. That's what's interesting. Carr, Stafford, Howell, like there's some good players left on the board here. So I'm not sure what's quite up with this value here. And Juju Smith-Schuster goes to Austin. I did read a report about Juju with an exploding knee or something. I don't know if you guys saw that. Keep taking QBs. These position players are mine. Who the fellow MLB we're gonna have to? That's a good friend of the show, Matt Boehm. Matt Boehm takes a lot of good value picks. I'm on the board right now. Jacoby, I don't hate Jacoby Myers. I do want to look at the running backs real quick. I don't hate Samaje Perine. I need a tight end, though. At this point, I don't give a damn about tight end. QBs. It's looking pretty ugly. Pretty much anywhere I look, it's looking pretty ugly. I'm gonna grab Jacoby Myers. I think he's gonna be Matt Boehm's gonna reach it. And at this point, like it's a free league, guys. We should have some fun. Make sure you guys are getting your guys. Uh-oh. Do you want his address, Aiden? I can give you his address. And yeah, at this point, the board is kind of ugly. Like, I do not love what we're looking at here. I do want some more running backs, though. I think Zach Charbonnet is interesting. He kind of sticks out here as one of those rookies that I really want on my team. I don't see the value in taking a tight end right now. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for tight ends. But I do think QBs probably need to go pretty soon here. I don't hate taking a QB3, but with Hurts and Jared Goff, I don't know if I need to. We'll talk after the show, Aiden. But either way here, Team Young's on the board. Glad to have him back in with us. But man, things are going pretty well so far, I would say. My team, to recap, I got Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff as my top 2 QBs, Tony Pollard, James Cook at my running back spots, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson as my top 3 receivers. I'm going to have flex competition between Antonio Gibson, Jalen Warren, and Jacoby Myers. I do want to build out some depth at the running back and wide receiver position. So I'm not taking a QB here. Does Team Young have a QB yet? He does not. Does not have a QB yet. Warning shots for Matt Bain. Last call, Matt Bain. And he's not scared. I think at this point, I'm filtering by fantasy points, so I'm kind of looking around here, but it looks like Ezekiel Elliott just went to Team Young and Elijah Moore off the board. I'm going to grab Zach Charbonnet to be my bench running back. I'm excited about the rookie running back, just a guy I want to collect. I now have 5 running backs. I'm going to probably finish my draft with some high upside wide receivers, and I got to get some tight ends yet. So that's where I'm at. But we're moving into the 11th round here. Let's kind of see where we're looking at here. Top of the 11th round went Zeke, Elijah Moore, Zach Charbonnet, Devon Achane goes to Aiden, Odell Beckham, and Quentin Johnston off the board here. Dalton Schultz off the board as well. So we're probably going to start to see some more backup QBs and maybe some tight ends come off the board, but we shall see. I'm going empty. Yeah, I'm going empty on tight end, and I didn't get Zach Charbonnet in any of my leagues this year. So he was on like, see, at this point, like, you guys know who I like so much that if I haven't drafted them already, I'm gonna get these guys on my team in this one because I just want to make sure I get exposure to all these players that I like. But Charbonnet was one of the guys that I really, really wanted on my bench. I have 5 decent running backs right now: Pollard, Cook, Warren, Gibson, and Charbonnet. I'm feeling pretty good about that position group. Nico Collins, good pull here. I don't get why Nico Collins is going this late as the wide receiver 1 for the Houston Texans, and then Jerick McKinnon goes to Gavin and Justin there. I like McKinnon. McKinnon's a good value pick. He's a guy that you could probably flex or RB2 if you need to in a full PPR league. So I like what we got going on here. And it looks like Ketchup and Mostert might be on auto pick here. It's tough because these auto pickers are not going to get a good QB. So hopefully we don't allow these guys getting QBs off the waiver wire. There's still a bunch left. Like, there's too many QBs left here. So hopefully you guys can pull some. Aiden did check out with his QBs, DJ and Josh Allen, so he doesn't need to be taking any QBs. Either do I. I technically don't need a third QB. I have Hurts and Goff. I think I'm probably going to pull one, though, if they keep presenting value. Romeo Dobbs, Rondale Moore, and Rashad Penny off the board next. Ketchup and Mostert's back with us. And I got to reach out. I got to reach out to our returning champ to see if he's with us for this season. But Chase is up. I want to look at Chase's team real quick. He's got Lamar and Jordan Love as his top 2 QBs. His running backs are Jahmyr Gibbs, Miles Sanders. Only 2 running backs. So he's got a lot of wide receivers, though. He's got Tyreek, Devonta, DJ Moore, London, Jahan Dotson, and Romeo Dobbs. So I would bet good money this is probably a running back pick here from Chase as he builds out his running back depth. Let's take a look here at Keep Hope Alive. We got Justin and Gavin drafting from the 10 spot. They have Herbert and Justin Fields, probably the best QB duo in the league. Mixon and Montgomery as their top 2 running backs. Ridley, Mike Williams, Pickens, and Zay Flowers. So I like the receiving group a lot. You also got TJ Hawkinson. They just drafted Adam Thielen. That's a good pull there. I like what Keep Hope Alive is doing. That's a really, really good looking squad, guys. As the board approaches my next pick, QBs are going to go fast, guys. QBs are going to go pretty fast here. There's still some good ones left available on the board. Y'all see Clayton Tune is starting week 1. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, no Tank Bigsby is one of the sexiest running backs you can put on your bench this year. So I like Tank quite a bit. Looking at the wide receivers, y'all going to mess up and give me the guy that I want. Someone take Kadarius Toney, please. Let's get Kadarius Toney off the board. Kadarius Toney is like my least favorite player to draft, by the way. So if someone can get him off the board, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Looks like Juwan Johnson off the board here, and y'all gave me the guy I wanted, Mr. Marvin Mims. Come on down. We'll add Marvin Mims as my wide receiver 5, and I got 3 bench spots left here. Tight end is looking pretty bleak for me. But I'll figure that position out. I'm not scared. Not scared to go 0 tight end on you guys and see what I can do. Keep us both away from Kadarius Toney. Wide receivers are beat up pretty bad right now. Like, I'm not in love with a lot of these wide receivers. I don't mind Rashad Bateman down here. I think Jonathan Mingo is a fun rookie bet at receiver. I do want to look at the running back spot, see if I can collect some guys on you. Tajay Spears is one of those guys that I like a lot. Kenneth Gainwell just went to Harris. That's a good pull. Otherwise, yeah, the running backs are looking pretty bleak as well. So I'll give you guys a hint. I'm going to go QB3 here. Make sure you guys don't have good QBs on your bench. Because at some point, I think every Superflex league that you do, you probably want a third QB. One, it gives you insurance. One, you get through your bye weeks with a quarterback. 3, and it's tremendous trade value, especially if a team has a player that goes down at QB, you have a guy that you can pull up. So if y'all going to give me Brock Purdy QB3, I will take it, and we'll figure it out. I don't care if his bye week's the same as Jared Goff's. Yeah, so, I mean, just collect at this point, Aiden. Like, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Garoppolo, Tannehill, Young, Stroud. I don't hate Desmond Ridder. You know, there's these guys should be owned in this style of format. So we'll see what we can do with it. But I'm gonna go back to pick history and we'll look at what's going on. So I grabbed Marvin Mims, end of the round 12 here. Gainwell and DJ Chark here. Darnell Mooney, Michael Gallup, Brock Purdy. Sam Howell goes right to Aiden. I love Sam Howell this year. I think he's a fun upside pick. Elijah Mitchell. There goes Deion Jackson, Bryce Young, and we got a lot of quarterbacks coming off the board finally. So everyone's grabbing. And so the thing with Howell is he's got the legs. I mean, I think Purdy's going to score upwards of 25 to 30 passing touchdowns this year, but Howell, dude's going to be adding, 2 to 3 points with his legs every week. I wouldn't be surprised if he scoots for 4 or 5 rushing touchdowns this year too. I think he's a really fun bench quarterback in a Superflex format. And that's exactly what I did. In my Superflex draft on Saturday, Aiden, I ended up with my QB2 was Purdy. My QB3 was Howell. So I'm going to try and rotate those guys and figure out a QB2 between them. I got them, at decent value. So, but after Sam Howell, you got, again, I kind of already read some of these guys. Greg Dulcich, Kieran Williams goes. That's one of the fun running back stashes you can make this year. Chig Okonkwo, and there's your Kadarius Toney fall there. I'm rocking a 0 tight end build right now. I don't have a single tight end on my roster, and we're entering the 14th round. So we'll see what we can do with it. But this has been fun, guys. We're entering the final late round darts of the draft. I think QBs are beat up pretty badly right now. We're talking Mac Jones, Jimmy G, CJ Stroud, Desmond Ridder, and Baker Mayfield. If we want to count Clayton Tune as a starter, he'd be the last starter, but it looks like there's only 5 true starters left in this league here. Let me see what we can find at running back. There's a couple some good handcuff stashes here. I know guys like Damien Harris are going to get drafted. Probably Tajay Spears is going to come off the board pretty soon. I've been getting a lot of questions on who's the starting running back in Indianapolis, and I did read a blurb today on Zach Moss. Like, basically, he's the guy when he comes back from his broken hand. So if you're in a league where you can stash, a running back on IR, or, in your IR slot because he's going to be out, I don't hate stashing a guy like that. Matt Bain grabs my guy, Jake Ferguson, so that's real sad for me. My favorite tight end sleeper, but you got Paris Campbell, Alan Lazard. I'm going to give away my pick. I'm grabbing tight ends here, guys. I'm grabbing a pair of tight ends probably here. And hopefully you guys give me the guys I want. And Aiden does. Aiden grabs Deonta Foreman. I'll take Luke Musgrave, guys. One of my favorite tight ends at this point in the draft. So I'm not afraid to start a rookie tight end. And there's some decent tight ends left available here. I'm not afraid to roll out some of this junk here at tight end. And yeah, Harris collects Damien Harris like clockwork. Some good receivers still left. I don't hate Van Jefferson might be the wide receiver 1 while Cooper Kupp is hurt. That one's really intriguing. Mingo, Bateman, Michael Wilson. There's some interesting, like Jamison Williams has got Aiden's name written all over it at pick 172. There goes Mac Jones to Team Young. I still like a lot of these tight ends, but I think I'm committed to just going naked tight end and we'll figure it out. Running back still available here. I don't hate a lot of these guys, but at this point, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to collect one more upside wide receiver play, and we'll call it good at the wide receiver position. And then I got one more bench spot to fill, and we'll figure that out along the way. Team Young, it looks like his QB1 is Mac Daddy Jones. And that's an interesting thing. I know Team Young auto picked a lot of picks, but we'll see what he can do with it. And Harris, he grabs Baker Mayfield, which isn't terrible. So he ends up going basically 0 QB out of, not by choice, it just kind of happened that way. But we are on the clock here. Harris takes Desmond Ridder. I'm going to take Rashad Bateman. I think Bateman should have been picked a while ago. I think he's a better stash than our guy Daniel Jones. So, or Odell Beckham. My bad. But we're entering the 15th round now. Everybody's just finishing up their benches. It looks like David needs a QB. Ketchup and Mostert. Let's see what David's got here. He's got Anthony Richardson and no QB2. So we'll see how it goes. And that's the thing, man. He says he needs a trade immediately over here in the comments. So we'll see what he can do. Jalen Hyatt off the board here for Aiden. Gus Edwards, Van Jefferson, good pull there. I probably should have taken a peek at Van Jefferson. There goes MVS, Evan Hall off the board. And for my final pick, I should probably take a tight end too. I don't know what I want to do. Week 13, let's see what Aiden's got brewing week 13. Allen, Dobbins, Addison, Daniel Jones, Gabe Davis, Foreman, and Hyatt. So he's going to be rocking Sam Howell as QB. Well, I don't hate it. You're going to have to at this point. I don't hate it. It's just 1 week of the season, though, Aiden. You know, hopefully by then you have 9 or 10 wins and you're in good shape where you don't need the win. But I don't really care too much about bye weeks. Great pull there by Justin and Gavin. Ty Chandler is one of my favorite running backs to stash on the bench. He actually went like round 13 or 14 in my Superflex draft the other night. So Ty Chandler, one, I'm not a huge believer in Alexander Madison. I think he's good, but I think Ty Chandler is probably going to be the third down back in Minnesota. So if you draft Alexander Madison, I think grabbing Ty Chandler makes a lot of sense. Draft Drew Lock. Someone in our draft the other day took Drew Bledsoe in the 15th round, so we had to escort him off the premises. He was done drafting by round 15. A lot of fun there. Tajay Spears, good pick there by Chase. And yeah, at this point, guys, like we're all drafting probably the first or second guy that we're going to end up cutting on our teams anyway. So try not to overthink too much. Essentially, if you can grab a rookie that maybe has great, usage week 1 or 2 and see what happens. I know enough Jameson Williams, enough is enough. Did you grab him again? Did you get him again? He's still on the board, man. I hate burning like Jameson Williams, man, because he's suspended. You can't put him in IR. So he completely burns an IR spot, or he completely burns a roster spot, which is just tough. And my league has 7 bench spots, so that's probably more than what you guys are used to. But it's hard to burn a roster spot for 6 games. I think the Kamara 3-game suspension is a little bit more doable, but I hate seeing a player that I can't touch for 6 weeks and I can't even move him to the IR. So that's a little bit frustrating. I'm probably not taking Zay Jones here, man. I do need a backup tight end, and there's still some good ones that I like left on the board. QB4 is still available if someone wants to stash Kyle Trask. Josh Dobbs might get some starts here if Clayton Tune plummets. Otherwise, QBs are pretty burnt up, so hopefully you don't need another QB. But Zay Jones is an interesting pick. I think Zay Jones in 3 wide receiver sets makes a lot of sense. I also think Juju Smith-Schuster, man, has got – like, did you guys see the quote about his knee potentially exploding soon? Like, Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne might be sneaky players that we're going to be talking about on the waiver wire soon for the Patriots. So keep an eye on Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne. I'm not personally drafting Juju, but I do like some of these receivers. What confused you? Yeah, running backs are pretty beat up right now. I'm going to grab Tyler Conklin. I think Conklin's interesting for Aaron Rodgers as the QB or the tight end too. So we got what we want here. My final team looks like Jalen Hurts and Jared Goff as my top 2 QBs. I did add Brock Purdy as my QB3. My running back room is Tony Pollard, James Cook, Antonio Gibson, Jalen Warren, and Zach Charbonnet. I'm only 5 deep, but I'll continue to add running backs throughout the season, of course, on the waiver wire. My wide receiver room, it looks like A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Deontay Johnson. I grabbed Jacoby Myers, Marvin Mims, and Rashad Bateman, so I like that group as well. My tight ends are ugly. It's Luke Musgrave and Tyler Conklin. We'll figure that shit out along the way. But we're waiting for Harris to make his final pick, and then we got an auto pick here to end the draft. And yeah, the Juju thing about exploding his knee, man, it is kind of scary. Usually you don't see reports about that. Yeah, the RBs got hit up pretty good. Giant receivers, man. I think. Well, you got Daniel Jones, so it makes sense to grab some of these guys here quite a bit. Curtis Samuel goes to Harris here, and then we'll see what Team Young does with his final pick. But fun draft, guys. I think everybody had some fun doing this one. Team Young's about to send it home. He did grab Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield and Josh Dobbs as his final QBs, but he's loaded at all the flex positions, so that's for sure. Let's see what Harris ended up with. Harris ended up with Mahomes and Kenny Pickett as his top 2 QBs. He grabbed Desmond Ridder as his 3. Top 2 running backs are Jacobs, Madison, Brian Robinson as his 3. I like that. P. Ryan as his 4, Gainwell as his 5, and Damian Harris at the 6. So he's deep at running back. Wide receivers are St. Brown, Debo, Lockett, and then he's got Elijah Moore, Gallup, and Curtis Samuel on the bench. I like that. Goddard at tight end 1 looks good. He didn't need a backup tight end. So good draft there by Harris. I like what we're looking at. Aiden ended up with Josh Allen and Daniel Jones as his top 2 QBs. Sam Howell at QB3 looks pretty decent. Chubb and Walker, top 2 RBs. Lamb and McLaurin, top 2 receivers. Juwan Johnson's a pretty good empty tight end build. Flex competition's pretty good. J.K. Dobbins and Jordan Addison. Off the bench, he's going to be able to pull up Sutton, Gabe. We'll see about the rookie A-Chain, Deonta Foreman, Jalen Hyde, Isaiah Hodgins. So he's got some deep stashes here. Oh, baby. Let's see. We'll see, Chase. I'm going to get to Chase's team in a second. We got our returning champ didn't show up tonight, so I'll have to reach out to him and see if Daniel can take his team. Travis ended up with Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr and Jimmy Garoppolo. So he grabbed 4 QBs for Travis. James Conner, Cam Akers, his top 2 backs. Garrett Wilson, Amari Cooper, his top 2 wideouts. And then he did get Travis Kelce here. Khalil Herbert, Michael Thomas starting in the flex spots, and then he's got flex competition from Quentin Johnston, the rookie, Boyd, Deion Jackson, Van Jay, and Sam Laporta there. So solid draft by Justin, or from Travis, my bad. My brother-in-law, he's got Dak Prescott and Geno Smith and Bryce Young, so I like the 3 QBs. Eckler and Aaron Jones at the top 2 receivers. You got DK Metcalf, Jerry Jeudy. We'll see about Jeudy if he can play week 1. I'm not expecting him to play week 1. I'm fine with Kittle here. 2 Packers, A.J. Dillon and Jaden Reed. He also grabbed Juju, Schultz, Roshan, Lazard, MVS, and Marvin Jones Jr. Mariota, Georgia. I think this is Philip. This is a good friend of Matt Ames. T-Law and Kirk Cousins and Stafford and Tannehill. So he's 4 deep at QB. Running backs are CMC, Pacheco. He also grabbed Raheem Mostert, Devin Singletary, and Evan Hall as his 5th running back. Chris Olave, and it looks like, is that Marquise Brown there at wide receiver 2, Pittman wide receiver 3, and Paris Campbell and Hunter Renfrow his final receivers, and then Darren Waller, the baller, and Njoku as backup tight end, so that's fun there. Matt Boehm grabs Joe Burrow and Tua as his top 2 QBs. He pulled Kyler Murray to babysit as his 3, which I don't hate. Ramondre and Alvin Kamara as top 2 running backs. Let's see who else. Dalvin Cook, RB3. You got Algier, RB4. Deuce Vaughn, RB5. And Jerome Ford, RB6. Receivers are T. Biggins, Jalen Waddle, Christian Kirk, Traylon Burks, Nico Collins. I like that little receiver group there. And then Dalton Kincaid, Jake Ferguson as your tight end group. Gavin and Justin ended up with the best QB duo in our draft here with Herbert and Fields. Running backs are Mixon and Montgomery. Wide receivers are Calvin Ridley, Mike Williams, TJ Hawkinson at tight end. 2 high upside players here, George Pickens and Zay Flowers. Should be a sad day for you guys. What does that mean, my man? Russ Wilson, QB3. Great pull there. McKinnon, Thielen, Dulcich, Osborne, Chandler, and DPJ on the bench here. So good draft by those 2 guys. And Chase Chase is rocking Lamar Jackson and Jordan Love and CJ Stroud at QB. Jahmyr Gibbs, Miles Sanders, Tank Bigsby, Kieran Williams, and Tajay Spears at running back. So he's a little bit light, but he's got a lot of rookies there. So I like what he's got on his bench. Gibbs and Sanders should be able to hold the fort down. Tyreek Hill, Devonta Smith, DJ Moore, Drake London. That's an elite group of 4 wide receivers there. Pat Daddy at the tight end spot here. So some good bench depth. I mean, I like the pull on Dobbs. I like the pull on Mingo here. So it looks like Chase did pretty decently. And then the last but not least here, Ketchup and Mostert. I think this is David's team. He's got Anthony Richardson. He missed out on some quarterback. Ended up with Clayton Tune as his 2. But he's got Bijan. He's got ETN. Really good running back duo. Devontae and Godwin at receiver. Ingram at tight end. Najee and Jonathan Taylor here in the flex. He's going to pull up Ayuk, Sky Moore, Rondale Moore, Rashad Penny, Okonkwo, Tony, and Claypool at the receiver position. So overall, guys, this was a lot of fun. Daniel, if you're still here, man, I'm going to reach back out to you and see if we can find a spot for you in this league. If not next year, I think we're going to have to wait and fill that up. But that's it, guys. That's the Superflex League. Thank you for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. We're all done drafting. This is my last draft. I'm done for the year. We did it all, guys. This was a lot of fun. We got all of our teams prepped for and ready to roll. We'll see you guys another night. I don't know if I'm doing a live stream tomorrow night, but I think Wednesday evening. I'm going to do a start sit live program, and we'll get you guys ready for week 1. So we'll see you guys Wednesday evening. Enjoy the rest of your night, and take it easy, guys. Peace.